Welcome to the faction guide, where we're going to be breaking down the faction's abilities, giving you guys tips as we go along, and even going more in depth with some of these. And on top of it all, we're going to be ranking it from 1 through 5. For number 5, we got DedSec. And first of all, we're going to be talking about is his passive. Basically allows you to print another device, aka a tactical in this game. So it can throw you another flash, a nade, whatever tactical you're using, whatever device you're using at the moment. This could be good with like flashbangs or even frag grenades. You know, you can use it tactically to try to break a hill, to work with a team. So it's definitely pretty cool, but it's nothing OP. And then for his ability, one of them, we got the spider bot, the most annoying ability probably in the game. It makes me rage, and I know it makes other people rage. This thing is obviously very effective. You can toss it around. You can use it offensively or defensively, depending if you want to push or you're trying to just hold a lane. This thing is really good. Gets on your opponent, stuns them, and then once it stuns them, you just get a free kill. Also, you can shoot the spider off. Just make sure to look down on your screen and start hip firing. You'll take it out. DedSec also has hijack, which is a very underrated ability. This basically hijacks other people's abilities. So for example, as a phantom throws down the shield, you can hijack and basically steal the shield and make it yours. So this thing is really effective, and if used at the right time, it's pretty good. So make sure to try it out. And of course, DedSec's ultimate lockout, probably the biggest reason why DedSec is very effective, especially in a team game, is the fact that it locks out other players, aka the opponent's team, from using their abilities and their ultimate. So they basically can't use anything for that period of time. And it's very effective, especially if you did not know this. If someone has their ultimate activated, whether it's the big bubble shield, aka Aegis, or the sonar goggles from Echelon, it basically will cancel it out mid-ultimate and stops it completely. This thing is very effective if used in the right time, and you will get people even more mad. Well, let's go to the 4th faction, and that is going to be Cleaners. Now, the reason I rank Cleaners at number 4 is because even though it's pretty good and it has its pros, the other ones I think are a little bit better for other reasons. So right now, you got the passive from Cleaners, which is the incendiary rounds, aka the fire bullets, and they do about 2 damage per tick, and I'm pretty sure it's 4 ticks, so it does a total of 8 damage. This thing is pretty nice. You know, you get some free kills sometimes, or you kill someone after you died. So it's pretty effective, and people find this one annoying as well. Libertad kind of counters it a little bit because you get to heal immediately. We'll get to that later. But the reason this passive is so good, and what I think it takes Cleaners like over a DedSec, is the fact that this thing can make other weapons 1 shot less to kill, or like a 2 shot. For example, the MK20 does 49 damage per bullet. You know, if you do a body shot, 49. And in this game, you have 100 HP. So 49 times 2, 98. So it takes 3 bullets technically to take someone out through the body. But if you use Cleaners with the MK20 or any gun that does high damage, you basically can reduce that 2 shot, because once you shoot that first bullet, the ticks start coming in, -2, -2. And basically when you hit the second shot, it's already 100 damage and they're pretty much insta dead. So this is really cool to know, and you can kind of experiment with classes. I'm sure you guys heard it in my other videos where I talk about this very briefly. You can kind of experiment with classes and, you know, make some weapons 2-shot kill or less bullets than normally. Something to know also about the incendiary rounds, you do lose damage range when using this passive, so that's where the downside of Cleaners comes in. But there's obviously ways to counter this, and that's putting on a barrel extender or putting something that will give you extra damage range, or you can just put nothing but understand that you are losing a little bit of damage range for the fire rounds. And next ability, we got Fire Bomb. This thing is very effective if used at the right moment, of course, just like all the other abilities. But this can even stop other people's ult. If you come around a corner and someone's ultimate, like for example Aegis with that big bubble shield, you can literally slide in, firebomb. You might die, but most likely you'll take them out. It's definitely very effective, and like I said, it can give you free kills. Like, especially a good way to use this if you just got a kill, you're 1 shot, you're very weak, you're kind of camping behind a corner or hiding a little bit for a second, you hear someone pushing you, or you know someone's about to push you, you slide out, you basically break their camera. By the time they try to turn around and, you know, shoot their shot and kill you, you firebomb as soon as you're on them. It's a free kill. It's very good. I personally like it a lot. It's very fun too. It just feels like sometimes you're dunking on people. I really recommend it. And then of course we got the fire drone. Now this one I don't think is as good. Can it be useful? Yes, but like I said, I recommend the fire bomb over the fire drone. This thing just throws like a little drone of fire that, you know, can get people weak as it goes by, and if it hits somebody, it can kill them. But it's just like, it feels like it has to be perfect timing. There has to be luck in your hands. People can easily dodge it. It's cool, but I wouldn't recommend. And of course, for the ultimate, we got the purifier, the damage. Obviously, this is very similar to other games or like Black Ops 3 Pure Fire. Basically, you have a big ass flamethrower that you can just let go. Kills people pretty quick. I mean, obviously, if it hits somebody, I'm pretty sure the tick immediately kills them, or if it hits them just twice, it's pretty much guaranteed dead. So this is really good to hold down, obviously, a power spot. If you're holding down an objective, a hill, you can use this a little bit offensively, but you got to time it right, because once you take this out, you're a little bit slower. You can't really slide and jump and get really fast to hit that fast movement. You got to make sure you pull it out at the right time, but definitely can give you some free kills. Also, something to note again, this thing is very strong, and if someone else uses their ultimate like Aegis, sonar goggles, as long as you just tap them once or twice, like just hit them like 1 second, they're pretty much guaranteed dead even after you died. So it's a good way to counter ultimates in general. And that brings us to number 3, which I'm gonna go with Phantom. Now, Phantom automatically is pretty good and pretty OP because you start with 120 HP. Now, you can argue this might be number 2, could be number 3. I definitely, think about this 120 HP. You start with an extra 20 HP. That is Phantom's passive. Now, that's very good because obviously you can take another bullet or 2 before you die. And when you're playing against good players, you're getting those exchanges, those gunfights, you're surviving by 1 bullet every time. So that's why Phantom is so good for winning 1v1 gunfights. It has other abilities that makes it so good. So the best ability from the Phantom is the mag barrier, which is basically that big shield that comes down on the floor. It blocks bullets and grenades, so it's very effective. Obviously, if you're playing defensive, or even you can use this offensively. So this is another thing like the DedSec spider. Like, obviously, if you just got to kill your 120 HP, you win a gunfight, you got to kill your one shot, boom, throw the shield down, especially if you're expecting someone to push you and it's a free kill, right? The shield, if used at the right time, is very broken. And obviously, you got to learn how to practice and use it at the right time. But once you master it, it's freaking insane. And oh man, you're gonna get people angry. And then we have the Blitz shield, the ability that you basically have like a riot shield in your hand, and it's okay. You can punch people. It's 2-shot hit to kill them. It's hard for them to shoot you. They can shoot your little toes, so you have to be careful when using this. But it's nothing really special. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're just trying to have fun. And of course, you have Aegis, the ultimate from Phantom. It's really good. Doesn't really always give you kills, but it does equate to a lot of good objective, right? Hill time, whatever, zone control, whatever you're trying to do. Usually objective-wise, it can give you a lot. It can get you a lot because you have this huge shield that takes a lot of damage. You have a super strong like shotgun, like big cannon gun inside. You're gonna get a free kill or 2, and if not, then you're just pretty much blocking everything. And your teammates can also fight in the shield, which makes it better. So you basically give them a full bubble shield that they can fight through, and you are just pretty much unstoppable until they destroy it. So obviously this usually defensively and just to get some hill time. Now, mind you, you can get creative with this. And again, it's one of those things where you don't always have to use it to capture. You can use it offensively once in a while. It's not usually, but like if you need to push a hill and you're really close, your teammates are close, boom, you activate it. Your teammates push with you inside a bubble shield, and they, they're shooting through it. You're pushing forward. You can definitely get some map control and get the objective. This was a close one, but with number 2, we're gonna go with Libertad. Now, I feel like Libertad is just like more individual, and it's just like better performance. Now, Phantom does get the 120 health and the shield, which is nice, but the shield is, you can just EMP it, and obviously like 120, once you're weak, you're still able to get killed. But Libertad has some good things about it. It's some really good effective things. One, the passive. It's called Espíritu de Libertad. Obviously, if you did not know, once you get weak, it automatically starts regenerating your health. And I don't know if you know about this game, but in this game, it takes a while for your health to start regenerating. And this can be a problem, right? If you're weak and you get into another gunfight and you gotta wait for your health to regen, you could be in a really big problem. You could be in big trouble. So the fact that Libertad, you get out of a gunfight, you immediately start healing is very good. It allows you to play at a faster pace, and it's gonna save your life more times than not. And on top of it, this also heals your teammates. If they're nearby, it will also start regenning them. So this alone, this passive, just like the Phantom's passive, they're both really good. Let's talk about Libertad's abilities because they're both good. We got El Remedio, I think how you pronounce it, where you basically throw like a little, it's like kind of the ult, but not fully. You throw a little, healing ward on the floor, and it's a little area effect, heals your teammates, heals you at a very fast pace. And on top of it, it's hard to be destroyed. The enemy has to either destroy it, or after I think 30 seconds, it gets destroyed by itself. But it's very effective, and it can help you hold down an objective. If you're just alone, you put it down, it can keep you alive for a long time as you're fighting multiple people. And this alone, I mean, just another huge healing ability. And the other one, the Bio Vita Boost, which is basically the one that you heal individually, but it also heals your teammates if they're nearby. This just instantly gets your health back up right away. Doesn't require you to throw anything down. Both abilities are very good, and it's definitely map dependent or mode dependent. Some people in a very high skill level or a competitive mode like El Remedio more. But again, Libertad, just the sole fact that you have really good health regen just from the passive, the fact that you can heal your health immediately after every fight, you're basically in a very good spot to be at a high health and basically fighting a lot of gunfights at full health. So this alone is going to allow you to just play at a fast pace, which usually is going to equate to more kills. You're going to be probably winning more gunfights. Also, cool little tip when using BioVita boost. The thing is, when you get weak and you activate this, as long as you don't hit 100, you'll continue to heal. So this is a cool thing because you can re-challenge people. When you see your health like, you know, 60, 70, 75%, you can jump back out, re-challenge, and even though they're going to hit you maybe with a couple bullets, you're going to drop, you're going to continue to heal. So you're basically healing mid gunfight, and this is going to allow you to win some crazy gunfights and help you survive. It's pretty damn cool. But let's talk about Libertad's ultimate as well. Médico Supremo. Sí, yo puedo hablar español. But this thing alone is pretty broken. It's that thing where they throw down, it's again an area effect. You go all the way up to 200 HP versus 100, so you double your HP while you're in it, and it's like insane health regen, right? It's super fast. It's super hard to counter. You know, you're basically almost unstoppable in it, but you got to be careful because you can get blasted off it. If you get team shot by like 2-3 guys immediately, they're hitting you with headshots. If you get grenaded / team shotted, you got to be careful because you are killable. Even though it's very difficult to do so, you are killable. So while you're in it, yes, feel unstoppable, but also don't be afraid to, you know, finesse, slide around, and, you know, just be careful in it. But overall, I mean, Libertad, to me, just takes the cake over Phantom by a little bit. They're both close, but I'll say Libertad does deserve the number 2 spot for that reason. Just insane healing abilities in a game where gunfights are important. You know, your health regen is slow, and you just get to heal, and get back into action very quickly. And on top of it, it's very fun. And for the number 1, Echelon. Yes, this one, you know, at first I wasn't sure it was number 1 when I first started playing, but this faction takes the cake. Echelon is OP for so many reasons, and we'll go through that really quickly. First of all, the passive. Immediately, you basically have a built-in silencer on all your weapons, so you never have to run a silencer. And on top of that, when you shoot your gun, there's no red dot on the radar. Your enemies don't know where you're shooting from. It's hard to pinpoint your location. So being like, and especially in a game where there's a mini map and where red dots are important, being just completely hidden on the mini map is amazing. And not only will you be harder to find, but like it's gonna help you get more kills. It's gonna help you stay alive longer when people can't find you because they're like, where the hell this guy just shot from? They're gonna be hunting you down, but they can't find you because you're just hiding or finessing, whatever it is. And I get this all the time, man. I'll get like literally a kill next to an enemy, and the enemy walks out and has no idea where I'm at, and I get another kill. It's like, it's super, super good. And of course, we got to talk about the intel suit, and this kind of goes with the passive, which I'll talk about right now as well. The intel suit, you get a vision post, right? You get this ping, which basically gives you wall hacks. It gives you radar. It tells you where the enemies are. It gives you, I think, three pings, and it's really effective. I mean, this is like OP, right? You get wall hacks. You get to see where enemies are. It's a pretty good radius. You know, it's nothing crazy, but it's still pretty good. And it's something to note with this though is like, if you're facing another Echelon player, because of the Echelon's passive, you don't pop up on the radar. So something to note, on the mini map, they won't appear, and it's going to be harder to detect other Echelon players while using the intel suit. But something that will help you is, especially if you know the other team has Echelon players, is when you look in the direction, you'll still see them through the wall. So you still get the wall hacks, you just don't get the ping. And I think you still get the sound as well sometimes. So while you're playing, you just gotta like be, you know, aware. Like when I pop vision pulse and I don't really see anything, like nothing's really pinging, and I know they have Echelon players, I'm spinning in circles. I'm like, where you at? Where you at? You know, I'm hunting them down because I know they're there, and it works. It works. It helps me find them, and I just get free kills. You know, I just stare at a wall. And of course, you got the digital ghillie suit, the camouflage. The thing is pretty damn good too. I mean, you go invis basically. Now, there's 2 things to note about this. One, I mean, you can use this again. Another one of those abilities, you can use it 2 ways, right? Offensively or defensively. You can get aggressive with it. You can push. You know what I'm saying? You can like, it's hard for them to see you. So like, they see a blur, but like, it's still kind of hard for them to see you. So you kind of get the jump on people. You should be able to get the first shot. You know, you'll catch people off guard with it. So it's still effective in that way. But what happens when you need to use it defensively, or when you need to hide, or, you know, stay safe and you don't want to die? Well, things to note about this is, if you're moving with this, you're going to be more visible, right? If you're doing any sort of movement, you're going to be more visible. So if you're trying to stay alive, something I do is like, even if you can find like a corner or somewhere, just kind of hide. But on top of that is, don't move an inch. Don't move anywhere. Stay there. Make your character stay still. Don't aim in. Don't reload. If you don't do any movements, it's so hard for them to see you and even notice you. Like, people will just run past you. And this is a good tip to understand that this will save your life in those moments. And of course, you got the ultimate, the sonar goggles. This thing is OP. guaranteed. It's guaranteed multiple kills easily. I've gotten 7, 8 kills with this thing, which is pretty insane. It's a one-shot pistol if you aim for the head or like upper area, like usually the neck, especially if you're up close. I think if you get a certain distance up close, it's basically guaranteed a one-shot. So this thing is like, it does take a little bit of practice and a little bit getting used to. I myself struggled at first with it, but now I'm getting a little bit of a hand of it. One tip I give you guys that I've told myself too is don't spam. You know, you get so antsy in those moments. They're up close. You're like, pew, 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 pew. You know, you're trying to spam and shoot really quickly. But what you don't know is that's hurting you more than it's helping you. It's messing up your shot. It's not really, the aiming stability is like off or something. So you kind of got to line it up. You kind of got to take your time. Even if you get hit once or twice, like it's better to take your time in those situations sometimes. Make sure you get that precise shot to take them out versus like you just spraying and they just kill you either way. So definitely be patient with it a little bit more. And again, it pings everybody, but if they have Echelon on, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. You can see them through a wall. You'll hear the sound. It won't ping them on the mini map. So that's just something to note. But this thing overall is really broken and it does take a little bit of practice, but overall Echelon is number 1. This is my 1 through 5 overall ranking. Now I know there's a couple variables when it comes to this. You know, you can think about team game. Are you playing solo? What are you trying to accomplish? But overall, I think this is pretty spot on. If you could rank the factions 1 through 5, what will your 1 through 5 be? Leave it in the comments below. I'll be reading them all. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the little tips and a more in-depth explanation of the abilities and how you can use them more effectively. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.